So this is week 4, module 2, session 2, and this is about review. So yesterday we discussed about revision of the course that we've created. Now is the time for reviewing. But this goes hand in hand. Now when you are revising the course, you are also supposed to revise the assessments. How are these assessments relevant? In the sense, when you are revising, you need to check the learning outcome or the higher order thinking that you had in mind at the beginning of the course that you would like to check by the end of the course for the students, and the kind of assessments that you have planned all throughout. Now, these are some of the examples which relate to specific level of thinking according to Bloom's taxonomy. For example, when you want to check the knowledge of a student after doing certain module, then for knowledge, you could have MCQs and match the column. That is when you are asking them to remember, like how much they remember of what they have studied.
Okay.
Next is understanding, whether they have actually understood what you have taught. So that is like comprehension. In that case, you can either ask them to summarize or give them a list of acceptable answers. Which one would they use? So again, a kind of MCQ or a summary that you can ask them to write. Third is an application. How well can they apply the information that they have got? For example, if we talk about mathematics or chemistry, for example, if they are able to apply a formula, or if you've discussed about the various genres of books, so are they able to understand the various genres, and can they sort the books according to a specific genre? Then you could also use rubrics and checklists. Now, third and fourth level is where the higher order thinking begins. In the fourth level is of analysis. In analysis, you will probably look at role plays and case studies, and again, rubrics is what you can use. Next is synthesis. Synthesis is when they are creating stuff from the already existing one. And so they could do a self-assessment of what they are creating or what they are basically synthesizing upon, or do a peer evaluation, because that would give the understanding that they have understood the entire concept that you've been trying to teach. And the last is evaluation. For evaluation, you could use producing the original work or produce a portfolio, and or to give an original narrative, storytelling. So these could be the kind of evaluation that you can ask them to do. Then we come to the OODA loop. Now, yesterday when we were talking about the revision of the course, there was an aspect of modifying the course according to modifying the course in regards to some improvements that probably you would like to do. There are two stages where you could do OODA loop. One stage is right now when you have created the course and you are revising the course. This is one stage. The next stage would be when you are actually delivering the course. So while you are delivering the course, you could probably come across certain things, certain improvements, or certain aspects of the course which you would like to work upon to give a personalized or individualized learning to your learner. So what is OODA Loop is? This was developed by the military strategist and United States Air Force Colonel John Boyd. Boyd applied the concept to the combat operations process, often at the operational level. It was conducted under implicit guidance and control of the situation. What OODA Loop really means is observe, orient, decide, and act. How would you apply this in teaching scenario, especially online teaching, is you are going to observe at this stage when we are revising and reviewing the course. At this stage, you are going to observe what the objectives that you had defined, the learning outcomes, the assessments, evaluation, and needs of the learners and the instructor. Are these needs being met that you had defined at the beginning of the course? Evaluation. The kind of course that you have created, when you evaluate it, is it actually giving the exact results that you expected it to? Assessments. Are the assessments aligned with the learning outcome or the kind of order thinking that you had planned at the beginning of the course? Next is orient. After you have observed what you've actually done, then you are going to analyze it. First, you are going to observe, that is exactly what you have done all throughout the course. Second is orient, that is you're going to analyze whether they have met the exact expectations that you had at the beginning of the course. And then is decide. After analysis, you are going to decide whether it needs any improvement or not, or you need to modify something or not. And after deciding that, you are going to work upon it. And the last thing is to act. Act is to implement the decisions that you have made, whether you want to modify or not. What would be the best possible solution to address the given problem? Here is the OODA loop. This is like we begin with the instructor. The instructor has created the course. While defining the course, the first step was to define the aims, goals, and objectives, which led to the learning outcome. Because we did a backward processing, so we decided that we are going to first decide the learning outcome, then design and create the content, analyze the content, address the various requirements. Like in this stage, like in revision and review, we are doing analysis and then address the various requirements, whether we've actually been able to meet the learning outcome or not. Decide upon it, act, then again go back to the aims and goals and objectives. If any of these need to be altered, you would do that. And then again check the learning outcome if that is aligned with the newly set aims, goals, and objectives. And so the loop keeps going on till the time you feel that it has been refined and you have actually got the product that you are looking at. The course, exactly the course that you planned to have. Why is it a loop? Is because you will continue to analyze. It sets back to observing again and again. And the loop continues till the course has been refined to achieve the learning outcome. what would be the constraints in implementing OODA Loop is time to review, analyze, and redo. At this stage, when you've created the course, you are reviewing it, analyzing it. Now, when you go back to redo it, this would be time consuming. So that could be a probable constraint, but to have a good quality course and not compromising on the basic agenda that you had of having the course, you will have to most probably modify some parts of the course, because what happens is while you are developing the course, while you are setting up the activities and resources, you do not really realize that you have probably not escalated the higher or towards the higher order thinking skills that you wanted to. At the beginning of the course, you thought that you would, but while developing the course, you would realize that the assessments are just the same, or the assessments do not meet the exact level of thinking that you want. So depending on whatever you feel needs improvement, you will have to redo that. So the task for the week was peer review, as we discussed yesterday. And that was what we decided we will do next week. But since Diego is here, we'll do the game today again.
Sorry? I didn't catch it.
Okay. So what we did yesterday, I have created a game.
Okay.
A shuffle.
Shuffle. That's H5P.
Yes. Have you used that?
No, I try hard, but then I realized that I need like a domain to post the things, and then I quit.
Okay.
But I was really interested.
I will share it with you how to do it. So
Thank
what
you.
I've done here is, you're welcome. So what I've done here is that this is a memory game. Okay, so in a memory game, you have 2 cards in a set that you want, and the task for the week is to have a peer review. So you will select someone who will do a review for you.
Okay.
Okay. And so yesterday we did, we've already done for Ella and Maria yesterday. Would you like to do it again today, Ella?
Do it again? I already have Maria.
You already
unless she
have
doesn't
Maria.
want to do she doesn't want to do it.
So,
no, I'm fine with Maria.
All right.
But
so Ella has got Maria and Maria's got Laura, and so they like whatever inputs Ella is going to give for the course that she's created, Maria will review it for her. That's how it is. Okay. Now it's your time, so you can select any of the card and I will open that up. So these are like 8 cards.
Okay, so I can pick the first row in the middle, the one in the center.
Anyone, just choose a number out of 8.
Okay, 2.
2 was already taken by Ella. 2, 3 is already taken. So
okay, so let's pick 7.
You use the same numbers I did.
Oh goodness!
those are the same 2 that you picked. Yeah, same numbers. There must be something to that.
Let's see number 5.
Okay. Laura.
Laura.
Laura is already taken. Laura is going to do for Maria.
Okay, so let's pick number 6.
How is this possible? Okay, they've shuffled it maybe.
Okay. So pick number one.
Ella.
Ella. Oh goodness. There are a few possibilities here.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, there's nothing left.
Yeah. What about number
Hang
8?
on, Ella. Quilts.
Okay, so Ella will do Tiago's review.
Okay, great.
And
And
so that leaves Diego will do Laura.
Laura's, yes.
Okay.
okay.
So Maria will do Ella's, Laura will do Maria's, and Diego will do Laura's, and Ella will do Diago's. Great. All right. So, but I will share the form next week. Next week, I will share one feedback form that you will have to fill in, and then I will share that form with your respective partners that you've chosen. So they will do the review and give the feedback. Okay.
So when is that due?
That will be due by the end of next week. Like this is week 4. In week 5, you will be doing it. I had planned it for week 4 so that I could review it in week 5 for you. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But since you've not completed the course and you need more time, so I've delayed it for a week. Now in week 5, you will do that. Week 5, you will be reviewing, doing peer review. And by the end of week 5, then I will do it for all of you.
Okay.
I will give my feedback if
Okay.
there would be any. So that's how it is. And in this week, as I shared yesterday, you have to do, there is a mid-course survey here that you will have to do in week 4. So there are 2 discussion forums and 1 mid-course survey that you will have to do. Okay. So that is it. And any questions if you have? Okay, you wanted to know how to implement each 5P. It's a very interesting thing that I've added actually. I really like it personally. And it comes for free on Moodle. Like you can add it on Moodle for free. Otherwise, if you go to each5p.com, you will have to purchase a subscription and then use the activities and add it there. But when you're using it on Moodle, it is for free.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So it's available on WordPress also. You can add it on WordPress also for free. They provide you with a plugin that you can use.
Oh, on WordPress too? Okay.
Yeah. All right. So here we have, now let's see, I'll go to add an activity or resource. And from here you can check.
There it is.
Yeah.
Where?
Below glossary, yeah.
Okay.
Interactive content, add. If you can see in the editor, each 5P is available. Now, this is what Moodle has given in the latest version of Moodle. Each 5P is a part of the core Moodle platform.
Okay.
Okay. Now, once you add the plugin, then, you can just add the activities that you want.
So that I can upload the PowerPoint and make it interactive, right? That's one of the functions.
That's one type of content that you have.
Mm-hmm.
For example, here, like you are saying, course presentation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just check any of these that you want. These are all the kind of activities
available.
Now I used one of this find the words and memory game. So
Yes.
I have used that. If you want, you can, just click on get. Okay. Now suppose you want the presentation, click on get and install. In your course, you can do that, but it will be
Okay, I see.
entire platform itself. You will have to install that specific. I have not added all of them because probably all of them would not be required then. You will
Yes.
unnecessarily using the server space. So just add those that you want to use.
Yeah, specifically the one I needed.
Oh.
Yes.
Mm.
So here is a tutorial and an example that you can check for the same that you have selected here. This might take some time because it's actually installing the files for this specific activity.
Okay.
You have an option if you want to let them download the presentation, allow it to
Okay.
download.
Copyright button. What's a copyright button? Copyright button that I see.
Copyright button. We'll check.
This www.onlinelogomaker.com.
Thanks, Bella.
You're welcome.
So copyright button is basically to show that this is the copyright, that this is the content that you have, that you own.
Okay.
That is one reason of having rest. We'll check more on that.
Wow, it takes a long time.
Yes, it is.
Is this usual? It takes a lot much time. And this is the tutorial is what exactly?
How to use H5P.
How to use this specific activity that you've chosen. So this is a course presentation. This is
okay.
tutorial. How would you use the course presentation? Okay, so you've added these slides and how would you go about it? What details do you need to add? All that can be done.
Okay.
Wow, that's neat. Wow, I didn't know about it.
And this is the example that you get. Suppose this is one example that we have. This is the presentation here with 10 slides.
Nice.
Okay, so whether it is right or wrong, what country has a special section of cloudberry diplomacy in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs? What's the answer?
I have no idea.
Me neither.
Let's see. Okay,
Sweden?
Yeah.
What family of plants? So basically you can have these kind of interactive presentations.
Yeah, that's why I like some years ago I was trying to find those kind of activities and I bumped into this. But then I realized that I could not use it.
Yes, so if you do not have a website, then you will have to purchase a subscription on h5p.
Yes, I realized that. But now it's awesome that it has that feature on WordPress, so I can use it finally.
Yes, so on WordPress, if you have a paid site like, I mean, are you talking about having a WordPress on WordPress.com?
So if I am going to have it in WordPress?
Okay, on your own hosting, yes, you can have it on WordPress or Moodle, whatever you like.
Okay.
And, But if you have a website on WordPress.com, that is the hosting on WordPress.com, then you will have to have a paid business plan or a premium plan where you can add plugins.
Oh, okay. Yes, I see. Okay.
In the free plan, you will not be able to add H5P.
Yes. Okay. But it's if it takes too long, don't worry.
Okay.
Because I see this. Yeah, it's like
I will let
taking
it
too
be
long.
and we'll work on something else for now.
Yeah. Uh, I I have can I have a question? You know, oh, could you tell me again then the names of activities that you did yesterday? So it was like adding the domain, the names, just the name.
Okay. All right. So what we did was we didn't do actually. I was just explaining. I was demonstrating.
Demonstrated, yeah. Uh-huh.
So what is an add-on domain, a subdomain, a subfolder, and difference between all of them. And what else did we do? I think that
Yeah,
was
that well, you explained what the domain and how they're different. How each one by you use sets, the set, the Venn diagram kind of sets. That was very that was very clarifying,
Okay.
very comprehensible.
okay.
I
Thanks.
mean, you missed something.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
Diego, but you really missed a great meeting yesterday.
Yeah, I can see.
We
Oh,
learned
great.
a lot. Wow, we did. It was one question, but it was hard to understand it. That's why it was so, hard for us to understand it. But once she put it out, in those sets, like you use in math, was much easier to understand.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Behind it. So yeah, by the end of next week now, I guess by next Saturday you will be ready with at least 50 to 60% of your course, so
Yeah.
that we can proceed further.
Okay,
And
good.
immediately after this course finishes off, that is in next 2 weeks, then I'll give a break for probably a week, and then I'll start the next course.
Okay.
Great.
Right.
And so that's about it. Okay,
Thank
now
you so much, Ashita.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Once again.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
stay
for
safe.
yeah, you too, stay safe, and see you next Saturday.
Great.
Great.
Bye.
Bye.